Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Why don't we just take we'll just take a minute or two just to see if anybody else is going to log in and be with us. And if in the meantime, if you want to just put in the chat, like, where are you logging in from? Where are you? Just so we can kind of get an idea of who we have here logged in. Yes, so let us know. All right. Any takers on letting us know where you're from? Okay, we'll just give one more minute. We'll give, as people might be running late, just logging on. And like we said, just let us know you're logging in from Pennsylvania, Peter. Thank you so much. Who else is on the call, and where are you logging in from? Let us know. Okay. So we'll be getting started just in a minute. Hey, hi, Charles. You're okay. Very good. Chicago, one of my favorite places. I love that deep dish pizza in Chicago. So Charles, when you come on the trip, you'll have to bring me a deep dish pizza. I think it can last through the flights, don't you think? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So we have a nice presentation for you today. So Don, if we can get that up, that would be great. Hi, welcome, Sabrina. Thank you for being here. All right. So just again, welcome to everyone. And today's session is presented by me, and my name is Dr. Rubina Malik. So, before we move on, I just want to kind of get a feel for everyone that's here. What do you hope to gain from today's information session? Thanks, Charles. What do you hope to gain from being here today? Yeah, Charles, Peter, what do you want to gain from today's session? Okay, very good. Thank you, Sabrina. Okay, very good. Thank you. Peter, Charles, or anyone else? Okay, very good, Peter. And you will get an opportunity to get that. Yeah, very good. Thank you. All right, this is good. Hi, Natasha. Is there a scholarship available? I love it. Unfortunately, I can answer that right now. Unfortunately, there's not a scholarship available from ITSMF. Maybe there's a scholarship available, from your organization. And who knows? I think we should create something that there's opportunities and scholarships available. How about that? But right now, currently, there's no. I can answer that right now. All right, so let's go ahead and let's go ahead and dive right in to answer some of these questions and what you can expect today. All right, next. All right, so again, my name is Dr. Rubina Malik, and usually Dr. Scott, whom I'm sure everyone knows, who's the VP and the dean, he usually will be, he was with me last time, and unfortunately he couldn't be here. So today I'm representing both of us. So um, my objective here today is to have you understand the program, recognize the benefits, and look at and see if this is something that's suitable for what you're up to in regards to your professional and executive development. And I'm going to encourage you to apply. And also at the end, I'm going to ask any questions, or throughout, really, we're going to be asking you some questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I may say, hey, we're going to answer that later, or we're going to talk about that later. But in the meantime, please feel free, to ask. So I don't want it to be too formal. So next slide. So I want to share with you why the Immersive Global Leadership Experience. And our vision is to really empower Black IT executives and really uplift those executives in the technology industry. And this program is exclusively curated and centered around building your global leadership mindset as well as competency. And for me, I didn't even introduce myself. Let me just step back a little bit and introduce myself. So, like I said earlier, my name is Dr. Rubina Malik, and I'm just retired actually as a professor from Morehouse College in the business department. And when I was at Morehouse, I actually did study abroad experiences for the students. So, and taught international business. So this is something that I've been exposed to and been working on for the last 8 years. So today, what I'm doing today is that I actually run my own business. I run leadership incubators as well as the immersion programs internationally and globally. So that's just a little bit about me. And I have a PhD in organizational development. So that just gives you a little insight of how the program is curated and what are some of the things that you can expect. So from my background, my scholarly background, we're going to be putting a program together that's experiential and transformative. And you might ask, how is that? So there's going to be formal, informal learning where you're going to be in the classroom. We have a curriculum that's going to teach you about what does it mean to be have that global mindset, as well as then you're going to go and do activities you're going to be immersed in those activities, and then you're going to be able to integrate that and take that into the workplace or wherever you want to take that global mindset. Now let's be very clear about why we're doing this. This is a new offering here at ITSMF, because when we look at where we are today, it is about globalization. And one of the things that I know from my own research is that when individuals are looked at to be promoted, go into that top leadership pipeline, they want, what kind of exposure do you have to global the global landscape? And this is just the perfect opportunity for you to get that information about the global landscape, for you to be able to learn how to have those cultural competencies, as well as that mindset. Whether you go move somewhere and be an expat or not, you will actually walk away with having those skills to be able to work across globally and have that competitive edge, not just for yourself, but for your organization. So I hope you can see the vision and why we actually created this program. And that's why I'm so excited to actually be leading the program and curating the program, with Dr. Scott. So next slide, please. So what are some of the skills that you think are essential for global leaders in today's interconnected world? So you might even have some experience. So what, some experience or not, but what do you think some of the skills are that are essential? Any takers on that? Okay. I know sometimes it takes a minute for the answers to come through. Right. Very good, Peter. Yes. Cultural intelligence, being able to listen to somebody from a perspective. Yes. Which is very, Peter, that's very, very important. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for those comments. All right. Next question. Next slide, please. Next question. I feel like a professor here. Well, I guess it's integrated in me. All right. So, what is the purpose of the program? So, you're going to walk away with enhanced leadership skills, having that developed leadership mindset, and really walking away with cultivating your cultural awareness and sensitivity. So, when we're talking about that, yes, Peter. Yes, Charles. There is a log in the responses. Yes. Yeah, when we're talking about enhanced growth and leadership skills, we're actually looking at focusing on your professional development, and especially this program is curated and is tailored to Black senior technology professionals, and we're going to focus on those skills that you need to have that leadership a global leadership mindset, as well as you gain insights into international business practices and cultural nuances. And we're going to talk more about some of the things that we're going to be doing, how you're going to be able to get those insights, and then increase your understanding of appreciation of those diverse cultures and practices. So when we're looking at, like Peter said, to be able to listen and learn from a perspective that is, more cultural neutral, because each culture has their own little nuances that we have to understand. We as Americans, we're very sometimes forthcoming, and when you're working with someone um, across and Eastern Asia or even South Asia, they may not be very forthcoming. And so, how do you get what you need? And those are some of the things we definitely be talking about, using some cultural theories, and obviously being immersed in that environment. You're going to be able to learn it as well, experience it as well, I should say. You're going to learn and experience. Okay, next slide, please. So I want to really actually look at global competency and really define that, because that is kind of like the background of this program. So this is really your ability to be able to engage and understand and be effective in this interconnected world that we live in. And as I say, you're no longer working with your neighbor Bob. You may be working with Bob on the other side of the world. So we want to be sure that you have those understandings of that business and technology and appreciation for that cultural diversity when it comes to your communication skills, when it comes to collaborating across cultures, and have that global mindset and those global skills that's going to help you to be more effective and more efficient in your positioning at your job and in the world, where you're actually more effective because you have that global competency, and you can actually speak to people on a global level to bring more innovation, to be more competitive. Because at the end of the day, that is one of the outcomes, is that you get that when you have a global mindset, that you're able to be more competitive and have a stronger mindset. Next slide, please. So when we're talking about a global leadership mindset, you might ask what that is. So it's being able to, and how do we do that? So we're going to expose you to international technologies, or we're going to be looking at, and actually we've been having conversations with several organizations where you'll be looking at what are some of those technologies and the practices that they're doing. We're going to take you to some innovative hubs as well for you to be able to see that. You're also going to be able to do some collaborative learning, because the reason we have a small cohort is because it's intentional. We want it to be small because we want you to be able to network and learn from each other and collaborate, build those connections and be able to get those diverse perspectives and learn from each other, and then take that and put it into your workplace, but also use that as a building strong network. And then we're going to cultivate that understanding of a global mindset and help you to dig deeper and be able to appreciate the differences in different cultures, and be able to walk away with understanding, okay, that's why they never say no, or, oh, I understand why they didn't ask questions. But how can you then, work and collaborate with your teams to ask questions that then others might participate in, even though they're from a different culture. And Charles, that goes back to that emotional intelligence that you were talking about, and being able to use that on a global level. Next slide, please. So let me ask you a question. How do you currently incorporate a global perspective into your leadership style? Yeah? Anybody want to take a stab at that? So how do you currently incorporate a global perspective into your leadership style? Okay, any takers on that? Okay, so shall we move on, or is someone typing? I know there's a lag on the responses. Very good, thank you, Peter. One, oh, hold on, I lost your response there. One East Point that comes to mind is scheduling meetings based on time zones. Yes, yes, and that is being culture. That is incorporating a global perspective, isn't it? Yes, yes. Uh, Anyone else? Okay, very good. Next slide, please. Thank you, Peter. All right, so I just gave you some information about the why, the vision, and a little bit understanding of the program. So now I want to give you the program overview so you can walk away with understanding the program as well. So Charles, you said we all deal with contractors and individuals from all over the world. I do my best to listen to them and find out what motivates them to drive the outcomes we've hired them to accomplish. Yes, very good. Yeah, and Charles, um, you know, in our program, you would probably even learn, what are those motivators for them, right? So then when you're speaking to them, then you're speaking right into those, into those motivations. And some of the theories that we'll be talking about, it will help you to even understand them. So if you know, like, oh, this person is in, like, I'm just thinking, India comes to mind. Then when you understand Hoffman's cultural differences, and his six things that we're going to talk about, then you'd be like, oh, okay, this is how I need to, ask the question or even tell them. So that's the beauty of this program, is you're going to learn some of those things and how you can motivate them and look at how you can get the outcomes that you want, that you've hired them to accomplish. Yes, very good. So a little bit of overview of the program. It's a 10-day immersive experience, and that's 2 days at the end for traveling, the beginning and the end. And then there's going to be an 8-day experience on ground. And that's November the 18th through the 17th. And we do have a deadline, the application, so we can, put the process in motion. And so that the deadline is June the 24th. Next slide, please. And so some of the key components that we're going to have during the immersive experience is you're going to have business visits to understand global tech trends. So we're going to be doing some visits to some tech companies that are global, multi-international, and then we're also going to be taking you to some innovation centers, in the UAE as well, so you can see what's happening there. And as Dubai has 180 cultures and is a smart city, and there really are a hub of so much that's happening, not just technology-wise, but they're like we were just talking about at our last info session that we had. They were running an autonomous car at the F1 races. So there's so much that's happening over there, and they're so advanced in so many ways that you'll have an opportunity to see and experience that with the visits that we have planned. Cultural visits to learn about other customs and cultures. So you'll walk away with not just some theories that I'm going to share, but also you'll have those experiences as well when you go to some of these excursions that we're going to have. And then also there's going to be an opportunity for you to do some reflection sessions and getting into leadership insights to really see with your cohorts, your learning circles. There's going to be opportunities for you to be able to what am I learning, and be able to apply those insights in your personal development. Because one thing is learning, but it's one thing to learn and be able to put it into place so you can understand it, experience it, come back, get some coaching, and then go back and maybe do it again and see what happens. So you've got to have that 8 days to be able to do that. Don, next, please. Yeah, so I just went over a few of the components, and cultural visits. What sounds very interesting to you, and what are you most interested in? And maybe even if we didn't say it there, what are you interested in that you would like to see us include? Don't be shy. Yes, the business visits. Yes. You'll find in a organization anywhere, again, like I said, there's 180 cultures in Dubai. And what you'll find is in those businesses, you'll find so many different cultures um, and also the trends, right? So if we're talking about culture and the trends, so you'll find most of what are some of those organizations? What are they up to? I remember going to Oracle recently, and they had their car and the stuff that they do with the car out there in the lobby was really interesting. Business and culture visits, Charles. Yes, they bring each other into balance. Yes. I had a similar study abroad experience in South Africa. Yeah, very good. Yes. So Charles, you can kind of, you can say this is the adult version of something like that. Yeah. Yes, very much. And that too. Reflection sessions. Yes, that learning, it's so important, right? I don't know, it just says LinkedIn user, so I'm not sure who the person is, but yes, that is so important. In my work and my PhD, like those reflection sessions is really where you get that uh, immersion, you get that integration to, hey, we did this today, I learned it, and then you're putting it into place. And then you can come back and you can get some guidance, and you can get some coaching. And not only will you can do that through me, but also you've got 12, 15 other individuals that you'll be able to get that from. and to be able to share, learn from other people's experiences as well. Yes, that's one of my favorite ones too. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Next slide, please. So I know that at the end of the day, it's the professional development that we want to be able to to be able to say, like, why am I going there? Uh, you're going there to get some professional development. You're going to go there and have professional development, not going to. You will have professional development. So just so you know, we have post and pre. Um, uh, Support and workshops. So, pre-program, we're going to have 3 to 4 sessions, what to expect, some cultural information from the start so you'll understand. And so we'll start prepping you. And then post, we'll, go back to those reflection sessions. What did you learn? How are you using it? And, how are you going to continue doing that? So we're going to, it's not just a 10-day experience. It's actually really going to be over time. So I think we might start in September, August or I think August our pre-session starts. So it's August, September, October, November. So it's really a 4-month experience that you're going to have. We're going to have those pre-workshops. We're going to have the post. So this isn't just 10 days. We're done. It's going to be a continuous learning and being able to apply these new skills that you're learning. And also, we're going to be talking about what are those learnings and how do you put those learnings into your leadership roles, right? So it's one thing to just learn, but you're going to be learning these things and then being able to put those into your leadership roles. And you're going to walk away with providing tools and frameworks to make sure that you're integrating this stuff into your roles. And I will tell one on myself. Okay, the biggest complaint that I get is that, Dr. Malik, you give too much, right? So that's a little hint. Yes, I love to give too much because I want you to walk away with as much knowledge as you can take in. So those tools and those frameworks and be able to integrate all that, that's going to be a strong component of this program. So this isn't just, hey, I'm going to go see the tallest building in the world and spend a week in the desert. It's really going to be the other way around. I'm going to go learn some stuff, and I happen to be in the desert. So I can promise you that. Not to scare anybody, you will be learning a lot. All right. Next slide, please. Right. So, what are those benefits and outcomes that you're going to walk away with? You're going to walk away with a global perspective and a different insights into different cultures, technology and innovation, and those leadership practices that are happening on a global level. But you also going to have your own global mindset that you're going to take away. These are going to be behaviors, not just a good idea, but like actually global mindset that is going to give shift in behavior as you're going back to the workplace and as a leader to be able to be more innovative, be more competitive in the work environment. You're going to improve your own self-awareness and your own confidence as a leader. I mean, when we learn something new and then we can put it in place, that helps us to get a stronger sense of ourselves. So I think this cultural immersion program really does that. And I promise you, you'll walk away with a little bit more yeah, that was good. Because if you can, like you're learning a skill and then you put that skill in place and then you get that success, you're like, yes, I did that. I did that. And that's what you'll be walking away with. And then also to enhance your communication skills. So your ability to be able to communicate across cultural boundaries is going to be very important. And that's one of the things that we really are going to emphasize that you walk away with. As I said, there's going to be 180 different cultures and languages in Dubai. So you'll have the opportunity to be able to integrate all of this into the work environment, integrated into where you're going to be learning and to be able to really put it in place. So that's a little bit of the benefits and outcomes. And let me ask you this. If you have any questions, if you have any questions at any time, don't feel free to ask. But I actually have a more particular question. Like when we were looking at these benefits, which of the benefits do you find most appealing and relevant to your professional development? That's the next slide on. So which one of these benefits do you really see? And if even if it's not on there, what's a benefit that you really want to get out of the program? Yeah. Gaining the global tech perspective. Yes, Peter, that is so needed for us to work in a global perspective, a global environment, and get that perspective. Yes, Sabrina, the world is getting smaller and smaller. That's what I was saying earlier. You're no longer going to work with Peter, your neighbor. You're going to be working with Peter on the other side of the world. And we're already experiencing that. I think COVID really had us to be able to see that as well. Charles, anything from you or anybody else? Not to put you on the spot, but just okay, well, we'll just go on to the next slide, and if anybody else wants to give us some more insights, that would be great. So let's talk about program details. Okay, so the investment is 10,000, and that includes your professional development, which is going to be led by your industry thought leader. And this program offers intensive programming, learning, and growth opportunities. Your accommodations, you will, just so you know, like everything that I'm doing is, top shelf, as they say. So you're going to be staying at a luxurious 5-star lodging. Everything that we're doing is top notch. Like it's not those you can go and get off of some of those um, uh, those little tour guides. This is going to be top notch. You're going to be taken care of the whole time. You're going to have me on the ground who actually knows the ground because I do live there as well, and by continent. So right now I'm actually in North America, but it's by continent as well. So that is to me is a point that you also want to understand is that you got somebody that's on the ground there. We got transportation, so you're going to have transportation to and from the hotel and all the excursions that we're going to have to make sure you have a seamless experience. You don't really have to worry about any of that stuff. Of course, we're going to have engaging activities, participate in company visits, cultural excursions, and we're going to have a welcome dinner so you can get to know each other. We're going to have a farewell dinner so you can continue to network of all the time that you've been integrated and working together. So those activities, okay, all right. I'll spill the beans. We're also going to have a yacht party. Okay, so that's going to be exciting. And so I'm really, like I said, I just kind of have to like hold myself back, like, oh my God, we could do this, we could do that. But we have a certain amount of time and we have a certain objective. So, but it's really going to be a top-notch experience, and you can count on that. I have references for that. So those are the program details. So next slide, please. Yes, Charles, you do have a heavy Middle Eastern population in Detroit. I think Dearborn or Deerfield or I can't remember, but I'm not even going to try to pretend like I know. But yeah, I do realize that you guys have a heavy Middle Eastern population, so you're probably already a little exposed to that. And I mean, Chicago does too, actually. Like, my ancestry is from Pakistan, and I know that Chicago has a large Pakistani population. Yeah, so. All right, so what are some of your considerations? As we're looking at this, you've seen the benefits, you've seen the things that we're going to offer. What are some of the main considerations that, when you're looking at this professional development and investing in it? Return on your investment. So Charles, let me ask you, like, what is it that you want to get out of the program? I think you mentioned, if I go back, did you mention it? Well, yeah, you want some understanding cultural, emotional, emotional intelligence. You want to be able to bring balance into cultural and business. Yeah. So for sure, like I can promise you that you're gonna walk away. Yeah, Dearborn. Yeah. Uh, yeah, we got to get you mics next time. Yes. I know. I'm sad that I can't talk to you because I really would love to have you just participate. There's a small group of us today, so but I promise you that you're going to walk away with getting that ROI if you're talking. Those are some of your objectives that you want to walk away with. That you're going to get that. What is it to have the cultural intelligence? You're going to be able to learn learn through those cultural visits, etc. And Peter, um, I'm not sure what I'm just looking through as well as your objectives. You said the ability to listen and learn. Again, the communication. You'll definitely be walking away with that ROI. All right. So next slide. Or does anybody else? Well, I mean, I don't know. Does any? Well, we just go back to what questions do you have? What concerns do you have? What else do you want to know that I didn't address and I didn't ask or I didn't share? And Charles, I think you already been exposed to my learning style as well, right? I think from the management academy. Yeah, so it is not. This is our first, so you would be the inaugural, and but I've been doing this program not with ITSMF. I've been doing this before. Like I've been doing this at a smaller scale, and so some of the feedback, everybody loves the experience. They love the excursions, the opportunities to go visit the businesses, so they get a different perspective on that. And like I said, the only complaint that they had is like I put too much in, on a full day, so you have to be ready to go, and be on it 24/7. And yes, Charles, you do purchase your own ticket to Dubai or use your own points and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, Peter, that is a little bit of the feedback, and I'm happy to share more feedback or giving you references to that. Yes, thank you so much. So that investment does not include your flight. Yes. Um, yes, that's a really great question. Thank you for that reminder. Um, we actually will have a travel agent that's going to help you. That can help you if you want it. If you want that. So you'll have opportunity to work with somebody who's going to make all the arrangements for you. And Peter, that's the beauty of first of all, let me just say there's two. First thing is what an opportunity to be able to have this experience with the ITSM family, right? So you're going with people like-minded who are up to stuff just like you, and the whole ITSMS, ITSMF brand. So that's what you're going with, right? So you have that. And then you have the person who's leading it, handling all of the arrangements, giving you everything that you need, and supporting you. So you don't have to worry about that. And whatever you need, we're going to take care of that. So we'll be arranging, taking care of all that. You'll get picked up at the airport. I have some surprises I can't share with you that you're going to have when you get to the airport. You'll be picked up at the airport. You'll be taken from one point to the other. You'll be together. You'll be totally taken care of when it comes to the trip itself. In regards to, so I hope that answered that question. And then, yeah, very good. So Sabrina's asking, is there a selection process? So we do, if we go to the next slide, is there a slide that we're talking about the application? Yes. Let's go to the application process. And not that we can't ask any more questions, but let me just go through the application process to answer Sabrina's question, which is a really good question. Can you send out the deck after the meeting so that we can review the details of the call going to the love working with you in the academy? Oh, Charles, thank you so much. You know what? Just for that, I'll make sure you get a chai and samosa when you come to Dubai. Okay, very authentic, my favorite. Okay, is that enough ROI? Is that enough ROI, or is that considered a bribe? Did I just bribe you with the samosa and chai? But yes, to answer your question, there'll be a recording so you can go back to that. But if you want the slides, I'm sure there's no reason why we couldn't, but I'll just have to get approval to make sure I can share those with you. And of course, Peter, Sabrina, anybody else that's on the call, feel free to set up a personal call with me if you want to. Can we put my email out on here, and I'll put my phone number as well. Like, just text me. Right now, I am in the U.S., so you don't have to worry about time differences. But once I get back, just before 1 p.m., I would appreciate that. But feel free to reach out if you're looking at things, or how you want to present it to your business as well. And oh yeah, is that yes to the giants, Melissa? Thank you, Charles. Okay, so let's talk about Sabrina's question as well. Is there a selection process? Yes. So how are you going to apply for this? Oh, you're going to go out to the website and you're going to fill out the application, and then you're going to now there is a selection process, yes, right? So there's going to be selection criteria, and that criteria is demonstrated leadership potential, a commitment to professional growth, and a clear understanding how this will benefit your career. So when you go through the application process, can we go back to that slide, please? When you go through the application process, you'll see there's some questions there. So go through when you do the application, I'm just giving you a heads up so you'll know. You need your CV, you need your headshot, and there's a few questions that we've asked you to fill out, think about what do you want to get out? What are those skills that you want to develop? So you'll put that on and you'll submit the application. And then once you submit the application, we actually have a committee that will go through it, and then we'll inform you by mid-July. And then from there, then the process starts, right? And then so my request to you is to go ahead and block out April 8th to the 19th or 17th. And listen, you can come before, after, if you want to stay a day early, but we start we officially start Saturday, the 9th. We'll have our first dinner, and then we'll end on Saturday, the 16th, and then you'll fly out. Sometimes most of the flights are usually like 1 a.m., 12 a.m. So you literally fly out Sunday, the 17th, like let's say 1, 2, whatever time your flight is, and then you'll actually end up in the U.S. like the same day that you left. I know it's kind of crazy, right? So but you lose time going there, but you gain time when you come back. And thank you so much for putting out there. You can rewatch the recordings anytime by visiting our social media pages. And Charles, I'll make sure I'll send you the link to that as well. But you can go to LinkedIn as well to get that. So that's the application process. Sabrina, did that answer your question, or does anybody else have any questions about that? Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Well, let's go. So what are some of your biggest takeaways from today? Like, I just want to hear from what are the biggest takeaways that you guys had, or you all had from today. What are you walking away with? And I hope you're walking away with a little bit more enrichment, and understanding of the program, but also maybe something that you're like, yeah, you know what? I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. Anybody, what are you taking away? Okay. Well, continue to put it in the chat if you do. I'm going to keep going if you don't mind. So let's just recap. Okay. So we talked about how to apply. You visit our website, fill out the application. Oh, Peter, very good. So I hope that helped you to make a decision, and I really look forward to having you on the trip. I don't think we've met before, so just so everyone knows as well, like I'm heavily involved in ITSM. I love ITSMF. So I coach in the Emerge program. So I coach the young ladies in the Merge program. I do stuff with the Management Academy as well. I do some trainings for them. So I'm not a stranger to, uh, yes. I'm not a stranger to ITSMF. And like I said, I totally love ITSMF. So it's really my honor and privilege to, when I introduced this idea in this program, to be able to take our leaders and take them to a different level when it comes to being considered and going into the pipeline for leadership, is to have that well-rounded global exposure and experience. So I think this is really, really important for us to have. And Charles, yes, Dubai is leading in technology and architecture, and looking forward to an engaging experience. That's so important. Yes, yes, Peter. So I'm looking forward to then. Okay, fine. You, Charles, and I can have samosas and chai together. How about that? So I have a little favorite hole in the wall place. That's why I can't maintain my weight, because I love their chai and I love their samosas. But I can't wait till you guys come and experience all that. So anyway, let's go back to the recap, Dr. Malik. Yeah. So you learn how to apply for the application. Then the important dates is that the application it closes on June the 24th. Okay. Program dates November the 18th through the 17th. Listen, here's the thing. We spend money on stuff that doesn't really provide sometimes at the end a great, like Charles asked, what's the ROI? But here's an opportunity that I promise you're going to walk away with a strong ROI, an ROI for your career, an ROI for your organization or your business. And at the end of it, it's an opportunity for you to invest in you as a global leader, because that's where we're going. And what better way than to be able to do it with the ITSMF family? And that's what really excites me, is that we're going to all be together as a cohort in an intimate setting, learning and integrating and being immersive together. And all of that is going to help us to grow as leaders, put us up into those positions that we're worthy of. So I'm going to really invite you today. I'm going to invite you to register. I'm going to invite you to fill out the application. And I'm going to invite you to really consider this program. So that's my personal invitation to you, right? So we can spend money on purses, and I think guys spend it on tennis shoes. I don't know. I don't know. But I know we do a lot of, we waste a lot of money on purses and stuff as women. But yes, invest in yourself, okay? It's totally going to be worth it, I promise. So, with that, I want to open it back up to questions and any other questions that you might have. But I really want to thank you for your time and attention, first of all. And so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, hi. We have someone here. Thank you. Would you be able to voice over the tech landscape in Dubai? Would like to understand which business sectors are tech heavy? The thing with Dubai is they're really into, excuse me, I'm just moving around on my chair. In Dubai, they're very heavy right now on automation. So like I think I stated earlier that they just had an automated car in the Formula One race. They're looking to automate, they're looking to automate cars, like even taxis. So that's a big thing that they're doing right now. And the next is really cybersecurity. They're really looking to see how can we keep our country safe? How can we make things safer? So those are the things that I know right now that I hear a lot about when it comes to their tech savviness and utilizing the technology. Like I was saying earlier, like Oracle, which I had no idea. Like Oracle is actually for the race cars. They actually work on a software on the race car. So it's kind of cool to be able to sit in that race car when I was there. So those are some of the landscapes that's happening in regards to technology in Dubai that I find that they're focusing on. But right now, technology is the thing over there. Like It's a smart city. Okay, look, I'm gonna just be honest. Like, I have Apple Pay. I hardly ever carry a credit card, and I'm here, and I went to one of my favorite restaurants in Atlanta, and that's I'm from Atlanta, and they couldn't take my Apple Pay because they didn't have the technology to take Apple Pay. And I'm like, I was just like, wow, because in Dubai, like even the samosa and chai place I keep talking about, right? Like he's a hole in the wall, like literally that big, they take Apple Pay. I mean, like when we're talking about smart city and using technology, like technology at its best in Dubai, it's happening. Yeah. And will I be at the graduation? If you want to see, if people want to see me in person, I will be. I'll be there from Monday, and then leaving Thursday. So if you guys will be coming to graduation, I will definitely be there. Peter, I don't know if you'll be there, but we can see in person there. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. This is my contact information. Um, and on LinkedIn as well. So I really invite you to connect with me and answer any questions. And yeah, yes, I will be at the summit on Monday. Great. Thank you so much, Peter, for being here. Look forward to seeing you in Dubai, if not earlier. All right. So any other questions? We've got a few minutes. Yeah. We'll just wait. We can wait for more. So we're just talking about technology, and I'm sure we have some of these machines here in the U.S. as well. But like one of my favorite restaurants, and he's actually one of my mentors there, Joe. And he's Nigerian, and he's got a Nigerian restaurant. And the server, they have a server. His name is Kiza. That's the name of the restaurant, but the server's name is Kiza, and he's a robot, and he brings in. Uh, he brings your food to you to your table. They program it, so it's just just little things like that that I think it's really interesting in Dubai as well. Like, so we may have it here, but they're really into bringing that innovation out. You're welcome, Sabrina. Thank you. All right, well, if there's no more questions, I don't want to be just taking up your time. I'll give you a few minutes back of your time for lunch. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to hearing from you, or I look forward to reviewing your application. I look forward to seeing you in November, if not sooner. So thank you for coming and attending. All right. Thank you so much.